Hey guys, welcome to the Way Forward podcast. My name is Dennis, and we are here to talk about all things AI and the good, the bad, and the ugly. Michael?
Hey guys, my name is Michael, and I'd like to call myself an AI accelerationist, which means that, I love technology, I love AI. I believe AI or, technology, software as we go forward with it is our path to living better lives and, advancing ourselves into the future of time. And all we have to do is find out how we can use it for the good of all humans and, have better, successful lives with AI and, reduce the downsides. So that's about me.
All right, thanks, Mike. My name is Max. I work in cybersecurity and I am trying to surf the wave of disruption that is coming as a result of how smart our software has become.
Okay, we talking about like the wave of disruption. So something happened maybe a week ago. It was released that that AI, OpenAI's model Codex broke out of the sandbox and actually hacked the company called Hugging Face. So, Michael, do you know a little bit about that? Can you tell us about that?
I did read just, the headlines and stuff, but basically it was like a cyber attack. One of OpenAI's unreleased models broke out of its sandbox and basically went in and hacked Huggins Face, their entire system and stuff. And Huggins Face had to figure out, what to do, how to do it. And then I think they tried to use like an open source Chinese model to, kind of fight back the security on, the thing that was trying to hack them because OpenAI doesn't really let you use their current models that are out right now for security stuff. But I don't know. I think Max, do you have like more info on like the specifics anyways on how it happened?
Don't have the specifics, but from a really high level generalist point of view, this is, I think, one of the first times we've seen an AI attack an AI and then another AI come in to mediate.
Mm.
Wow,
Yeah.
what's going on here, people? What world are we in?
Yeah, right,
And in the
exactly.
future, the singularity, right? That's what's
Yeah.
cool.
Common, that's right.
Yeah, and this is part of that wave of disruption where like this is the first time that this is happening, but we everybody knows that it's not the last time that this is going to happen.
Yeah, we
And
just benchmark.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which brings to mind something like I think Dennis, we were talking about this before, right? We were talking about we were talking about AI and like people having like superior AI models and like how that differentiates between like people that don't have as good as models and people that have like
Right.
ultimately the best models. Because I was talking about comparative advantage. Like if somebody is using like for example ChatGPT 7 to hack you and all you have is freaking ChatGPT 5. Like look at you the
Right.
disadvantage you have. It's not exactly what you can do with the model. It's about like if somebody's using like an agent that's like 2 to 3 times better than the agent you have, you can't even protect yourself if you don't have that good
Yeah.
capacity, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know what to do with this. It's like we're in this place and we talked before about, the government, the US government restricting access to models and things like that. And, you know, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? I don't know, but I just think that everything's going real fast, and it's just like, how do we pump the brakes a little bit? And I think that kind of brings into the next topic is that there's some like in OpenAI, Anthropic, and other AI companies, they're um, they're trying to help get government to coordinate limits on frontier AI. And saying that basically I guess the premise is that I guess these companies are recognizing that the um the AI is advancing faster than we can keep up with. And we've talked about this point a lot on this, I think, throughout the episodes, and even kind of bringing it into technology as a whole. Like, was society really ready for smartphones and Facebook? Arguably no, but now here we're at the point where these frontier labs are urging the government to try to do something to kind of pace it, and so that maybe society can be more ready for it. Thoughts?
I mean, I just feel like, first of all, like this is the fastest year we've had in like the takeoff. So the
Yeah.
takeoff is like this point in time where like technology just starts going and going. And this is the beautiful thing, or like the scary thing, if you get scared by technology, is like this is the slowest it's ever gonna be, right? It's
Yeah.
only going to get faster from here. Like this is like freaking models are dropping every single week at this point. Like I don't know if you guys heard, but Quen like 3.6 or 3 point something just came out, and it's like top three models. Like he actually like beats Grok 4.5 at a bunch of things. That's like an open source model. It's
Yeah.
like, what are we doing, dude? And next week Elon's bringing out 4.6, and then the week after that, OpenAI has like their next level model. I think 5.7 that they want to bring out, and then we're still waiting for Google. And then it's like Anthropic still has Mythos 2 to drop sometime soon because they already have it in the labs. Like it's been confirmed that Mythos 2 is out already. So it's like, bro,
Really.
woo! This is like insane shit, man. It's like
Yeah.
it's so fast, boom, 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 boom. And
You know, go on, keep going. Sorry, keep going.
no, my bad. I was just gonna say, to answer your question, I don't think we are gonna we're gonna have like a soft landing, or we're gonna like have the government come in and say, oh yeah, this is what we're
Yeah.
gonna do. Nobody's ready for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Nobody's ready for this. And I was actually been thinking the past couple days is damn how do I de-AI myself? I even started like I've gone so far into it that I wonder what my life would be like without it. And it's crazy how quickly it's become a part of our lives, everyday lives. But I also wonder is like, we've talked about this before too, is well, what is Mythos 2 gonna, you know what I mean? It's like we're already drinking from a fire hose and there's already plenty of stuff that I don't have time to get to in my business in terms of building or developing systems or whatever it is. There's already a long list of things for me to do. And it seems like AI has only made the list longer, not shorter. It's like I got more to do. And so like I mean, of course I'm interested to see what's going to happen with, Grok 4.6, which I'm looking forward to, and then, whichever one comes out. Yeah, I want to see what it's like, but at the same time, I don't know if it's actually going to change my life very much.
I mean, you know, I'll let Max go for it.
What was the question? I've listened to all your points. They're really good.
Well,
Uh,
no, it's not really a question, just a point to talk about have we already gotten to the point where for us kind of everyday users have we already gotten to the point where we don't have where the difference in the new models is not really noticeable, or at least, or maybe not that it's not noticeable. Is it useful? Do you know what I mean? Like, is Opus 5 more useful than Opus 4.8? I mean, not for me. I don't know
uh,
that there's anything different.
so it may not be a use issue, but perhaps it's a reasoning issue. Do you understand? Like what you were talked about before about what happens when someone's model is more advanced than another person's model. It
Yeah,
becomes a personal safety defense issue, right? It's
yeah,
the reasoning power is what is increasing, right? It's not actually how you apply it. So all we're getting is this it's increasing in reasoning every time. Now, what are we doing with it? Is the question, right? Like it's just I'm building my system so that even today I told Claude Code, I said, listen, don't worry about it. Your reasoning is going to get better and you'll catch that later, right? Because it can't think that right now, but it doesn't understand the acceleration that it's inside of, and that in 6 months it would never ask me this question. But
mm,
now it right. So this is that acceleration in the event horizon in which things are going to move so quickly that no one's got a solution to it. No one knows what's going to happen. It's coming toward us like a big wall, and no one knows what's beyond it.
yeah, 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 and that's where we're at.
And so we're
And
back to is safety possible? Okay, like AI safety is pissing me off so much now from Claude Code. I just can't handle it. Right? What are your thoughts on this Claude Code coddling?
Claude Code Coddling. Define that. Flesh that out for us.
So, for example, every time I ask it to do something, instead of just doing it, it tells me all the possibilities it could go wrong and doesn't actually do it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I give it the reasoning, like I have to reason with it to talk it into doing it, and then it does it.
Yeah, okay.
Does that sound
What are you trying to do? Can you give an example of an of a task? I've not really come up on that. I've been coddled by Claude Code in a different way.
what way? Tell me.
Well, so it's so the more that I use it, the more that I notice that it strokes my ego. And so I notice it telling me things like if I start reasoning something out or pointing things out, then it will highlight whatever I say as kind of like, oh, and that's the most important part, or that's the thing that you didn't see coming, or that's it's just like stroking my ego and making me feel good about things rather than helping me to accomplish a specific task or to get to the truth of whatever I'm doing, Like if I'm writing something, if I'm building something, if I got an idea, I don't want to be coddled. I don't want my ego stroked. I want to be I want my idea to be tested and I want holes poked in it. And so
Michael, example?
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask though to rebut as a quick rebuttal. Have you tried like prompting it and saying, question all my ideas and question all like my theories and just act not do not act like a sounding board. Just act like somebody that is maybe give it a persona and say, you're a world class, entrepreneur and your job is to give me feedback back. Have you tried that and see if it like does handles better?
So I've got an agent whose job is to be a contrarian.
Okay.
And it does work for a little while. But what I've noticed is that if it's contrarian, say it says, "Oh, well, your idea is dumb because A, B, C." And I'll say, "Okay, well, I agree with A and I agree with B, but C is not really that dumb because of, X, Y, Z." If I do that, then it doesn't take many of those before it gets on my side again until it's like basically stroking my ego again. So it's like, and this is like an agent that's prompted entirely. Its entire Claude MD or Agents MD is meant to be a contrarian, and so it doesn't take very long for it to not be contrarian anymore, in my
Yeah.
experience.
That's really interesting. I've never experienced that.
Yeah. Do you have something set up to be contrarian?
Yeah, I do.
And
On my
does it stick?
Yeah, it just does its job. It doesn't actually. Yeah, I don't know. Michael, do you have an example before you talk about this? Like, do you
Um,
experience in some way?
My current use case for the AI models I've been using has not really been like in terms of advice. It's mainly been like computer use, like parsing through like tons and tons of files, giving me advice a bit, but like I'm the one like centralizing the decision. So I'm just like, okay, what do you think? Like tell me what you think about this area, and then I look at the advice and I'm like, okay, does this kind of make sense? To answer that, I found so for example, in terms of Fable and Opus 5, or I think yeah, Opus 5, I found Opus 5 to just be I didn't really like it when I first started, to be honest with you. Like for like the past week or so, I haven't really liked it, but I've been kind of, I don't know if they're improving the model or if I'm getting used to it. I feel like I'm starting to know when to use Opus 5 versus Fable. So if I had like questions like advice and the stuff that Dennis was talking about, I'd tend to go more so go with Fable then. But if I had like work to actually get done, okay, now I'll write the documents and everything. Fable has been just it's mostly like just a workhorse of like a thing, just work, work, work. It's advice, it's like pretty basic, probably even worse than 4.8 in terms of actually talking to it.
Hmm.
But I just found it to be yeah, it's not as good. I actually noticed the difference between like Fable and like Opus now. They're feeling like very two different types of things. Opus just feels like it's not there to talk, it's just there to like grind and grind and grind and grind. So it's like a low level worker, while like Fable to me feels like this fine tuned. Maybe I'm reading things into it, but it feels like this fine tuned like director, not really much of a worker. Can work, but more like a director. So I use Fable for like top level directing. I actually coming off the game plan, then I pass the game plan off to Opus 5 that does like crunch work.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's how
Perspectives are very different, right? The things we are experiencing are very different. This goes back to that fact that we're eventually going to the place somewhere in the future. Everyone's interface is different, right?
Yeah.
When we had the internet, everyone had the exact same interface. They were all identical. Didn't matter what your IP address was, everyone had the same interface. We're moving to a world where nobody will have the same interface. We'll all have a unique.
Yeah. Do you know what it reminds me of? You remember like I don't know if it was like before social media, we all like watched like the same movies, the same content. Like we also like the same news, the same whatever, like news channels, like radio shows, all the same late night shows. But like after social media, like I could literally be on the internet watching all the stuff and like never come across the things you see, never come across the things that Dennis sees. Like my For You page could just be filled with like just completely different stuff from different
Yeah.
creators around the world. I feel like that might be the way software becomes. Like all of us use like Microsoft, we use Google now, we use freaking like we probably use the same software, use high level HubSpot, all of that. But in the future, like we might all just like be using like 10 to 15 different apps that you've never heard about. You don't even have a clue how that might even be a case that somebody's using that. It's just so spread out in that way that like our worlds just divert in terms of software.
Yeah, I think it is like that. I mean, like our X feeds are different, but I think it's going to be like, is it going to get to the point where, yeah, we're each interacting with our own AI, not our own AI, but our AI that's the AI through our history and behavior, and so it's going to be kind of personalized and unique in that way. Meaning, like, I mean, this is more of the post-truth world where we live in a world where who knows what is exactly true or not true. And it's really hard to know what's true and what's not true. And especially with the models, like I found it's if you have a point and if you have a position and you're hard on it and you do not relent, the model will relent. And so if you think about that, like what's going to happen when everybody is like, oh, I've got my opinion about this and I'm not relenting on it. And then the model relents, and then now your worldview that you see through the AI in the future, like that you're talking about, Max, is basically, it's artificial intelligence. It's like our bias that's been artificial intelligenced, if that was like a verb.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think the world just becomes a lot more segregated, to be honest. Like it's not even just like the models and the models you're talking to. Or how about like virtual worlds and virtual reality where like AI can in real time just generate you the world that you want to be in and live in. How about that? Which is like it's almost like with the tech possible today, with the tech we have today, it's like almost possible, but in like 3 to 5 years, oh my God, dude. You could build your perfect world and just live there. And like
This is
your
scary. This is not good. I hope you don't think this is good, Michael, because this is not good.
I'm
Uh,
I'm I'm optimistic. I'm not. I don't think it's good or bad. I'm just like, dude, this is the future. It's like that's where my head is at.
Yeah, I think so. But here's why I don't think it's a good thing, or at least I think it's going to be net negative. And maybe I'm pessimistic. I think Facebook's net negative. I think like smartphones are net negative. And this is again a guy who runs a business from his phone anywhere he wants in the world. I think it's net negative for the world, for humanity. And if you look at just depression rates of young teenage girls, it's a hell of a marker. It's a hell of a metric. But if it's like we still have this meat suit, we're still wearing the meat suit. We still have a biology. We still have a body that is not virtual and cannot be virtual. And I don't know how I don't know how that we could live in a virtual world or to some degree and that be a good thing for our bodies?
Yeah, they're seem like they're in direct contradiction, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've all have you guys seen that movie Wall-E? It's an
Yep.
animation movie.
Nah. Well,
Okay,
All
well,
right.
you could just say yes
All right.
anyway.
yeah, but sure, sure. Yeah.
But anyway, like in the movie, it's like in the future, and like all the humans are just fat, and they're like in these like floating recliners, and that's their life, and that's I just don't think that that's good for humanity, that kind of future.
If you walk around, I was walking around, and everyone's fucking fat. They're all fat already. They just don't have the recliners.
Yeah,
Like it's unreal. We're here already.
yeah.
Okay, so quick question for you guys, and this is like something I'm thinking about, and I want to get your opinions on it. If you had a button, you could push that button, boom, and it takes us back not even too far, 200 years ago. There were still people that, like most people were still, yeah, 200 years ago there was no phones, none of that. People were walking everywhere. There was no cars, I think, 200 years ago. If you could push that button, would you push it right now? And
Back to
also,
no cars.
yes, no, like just
Not go
take
back
us
200,
200 years back.
right?
Is that before or after penicillin?
I think that's
Probably before.
four. Yeah.
I would. I think penicillin's a good thing. I think I'm a big fan of penicillin. But I think I don't know, but I don't know if it's that point, but I think there is a point where it was like peak. Like we're like, hey, we're good. This is like peak. This is the
No.
optimal integration between the meat suit and technology.
But that's
No.
the thing. Who gets to
Oh,
decide that
yeah.
optimal point?
Well,
And also, what makes you know the optimal point if you don't even know what the future has to bring? Because like
yeah,
we don't
that's a
even
good point.
know. Like we don't even know. Like how about the people that have cancer right now? How about the people that are suffering with Alzheimer's? How about the people that are suffering with like leg amputations or like just like a severed disc in their back that just disconnects the nerves? And like we might be 10 years away from like giving them the ability to walk again. How about people that were born with like blindness and like we might just be 5 years away from giving them their sight again? How about people that are born and then when they're in the womb, like the doctor knows that they're going to come out with like chicken hands, like you know what I mean, like two fingers instead of like their
Oh,
complete hands.
okay. Is
Okay.
that is that is
Then
that the medical term, Michael? Chicken hands?
Anyway,
you get my point, right? You get my point. My point
I
is like, how
do.
about people that are like are deformed in the womb and like you're going to be giving birth to a deformed baby,
okay.
but there's no way to like correct that in the womb.
Okay. Listen, the point is, I think pushing back on that is that these people are meant to die off.
That's the
Right?
thing.
Right?
They're
That's the
meant to
thing.
die off.
But like,
Right?
how about
Oh, it's survival of the fittest is the way biology works. It's worked that way for 100,000 million years, and so those people are destined to go. And if you try to bring them back, um, I don't know. You're trying to fight
that's
genetic.
yes. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing. And I like the fact we're having this conversation because I feel like this is a beautiful conversation. The thing is, a lot of us that are alive today would have been part of the dead people
Yeah, I got
1,000
glasses.
years ago. Thank you. You wear glasses, dude. If you were born 1,000 years ago, you would have died at like age 5 because like you couldn't see the ditch. You know what I mean? Like you were
Watch
not
out, Max! Watch out!
like like Dennis, Max and Dennis. I wear glasses too. My eyes are fucked, dude. Like if I was born 1,000 years ago in the plains of Africa, I would have been spared to death. And I would think it's because like I can't fight, but I can't even see. Like so,
Right.
like I couldn't even see. I wasn't even given the chance to fight.
Oh,
Right?
would we push the button? Back to the topic. Would we push the button if we go back 200 years?
Is it
No.
if it's before penicillin? No.
Okay.
How
But
about you, Max? Would you push the button?
oh hell yeah. Oh wait, one question. Can we take our knowledge back with us? Because I would
No.
I'd be a
No.
master inventor.
Exactly. I would rule the world. We would divide
Nah.
the world in three.
Nah. You don't get to take your knowledge back.
I don't know. Some days.
I think you bring up a good point though, Michael, is like we don't know where we're going or where we're going to end up. And we talk about that a lot on this channel. And so I think it's a good point, a good perspective to say, well, we don't know where, we don't know where we're going to end up. And I do recognize that.
Product,
Say again,
right?
Max?
We're not the finished product, right?
Yeah, but
We're not the
if
finished
it
product.
if the finished product is some
Product.
transhumanistic paradigm where we like digitize and we leave, like
No,
I don't know if I can get on board with that. I don't know if that's net positive. I mean, to
that's
me, I think I don't
that
know
might
about that. What's that?
we might be all coming together collectively around the world to create this signal, the digital signal that transmits out somewhere else, and we just don't understand the process,
Yeah.
Dude,
right?
I have this thought, and I've thought about this a lot, and I think like this is the thing that is like, and this is not a criticism. I'm just saying this is like a Western thing, whereby like we like in the West, you guys have seen like how beautiful life can be if everything's optimal. Like you've got into like the 70s, the 80s, you know, like you had the American dream, the Canadian dream, and all of that, and like it's almost like all a lot of people in the West. I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying like all a lot of people in the West can see is like, oh my God, like let's not continue. Like it was beautiful like 50 years ago. It was beautiful like, you know, maybe for some people 100 years ago. And like people are looking back and saying, oh my God, like maybe that was the peak. But like people are not looking at it and saying, like, how many people, you know, might be suffering from a disability? How many people like lives can we make so much better if we like continue this trend and like see where we actually go with this? You know, like how beautiful can life actually get? Are we at the peak that life has to be? Because Dennis mentioned that maybe we've reached the peak, but I'm like, dude, what if in the next 100 years, dude, like we are able to like freaking self heal? What if we're able to like not die? What if like people don't have to deal with stroke? What if like you don't have to like lose your ability to walk when you're 80? What if you like you just we have this beautiful existence? But a lot of people are not
What
seeing beyond this
200
Yeah.
wall right now.
what if we can live for 200 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could be so wise. And if we became wiser as humans, we would make better decisions, most likely, right? So
Yeah.
we would improve humanity.
Yeah. That's a good point. I think that's a good point. It's just like, yeah, I mean, just I guess that's the we have a brain and the brain has the amygdala and the amygdala is a great threat detector and it's kind of like it's easy to look at things the way things are going and assume that they're not going to go well. I
Mm,
mean,
mm.
but
Yeah, and I think that's something that the West has to. Because can we talk about like how everyone is just hating AI right now? Is that something we can talk
is
about on
Yeah.
the
that
pod?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, is that what your experience is?
Yeah, dude. Like I'm probably outside of this pod. I don't talk about AI to anybody because it's just like start talking about water, and you can't even bring up the fact that water is like the dumbest thing to bring up because it's like, dude. First of all, it doesn't fucking use water. Dude, you use more water to like eat a burger than to talk to AI. But and it's also about this thing about data centers too. It's like data centers only started existing when AI came up. It's like, dude, we have more data centers serving the internet, just regular Google search, regular YouTube, regular Facebook. Like people go on Facebook and TikTok and they post about data centers. Like, where do you think the information on fucking Facebook is, dude? Like, you using Facebook is it's like you're using more data center space than sending a prompt to ChatGPT. Why is it that people are not thinking anymore?
Well, I mean, some people are saying that it's the 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 resistance to data centers is engineered by China.
I don't believe that.
What's that?
What did you say, Max?
China.
China.
I actually don't believe that, but because I believe that the West is like empathetic to like anything that like is there's a very like strange balance that's in the West, which means like there's a lot of people that don't want to move forward. There's a lot of people that like are just looking for any reason to hate on anything that is like technology or technological. They already have
Right.
their minds made up,
But
right?
that's not a
So
West thing, is it? That's a human thing.
nah, I think I very much think it's the way. I think if you go to like China or like Asia, like they're looking forward to technology. Like they're like, oh my God, we can actually like raise most of the people in this country out of poverty. Let's go. I think it's like the people that have kind of raised themselves out of poverty. And like, if, for example, if you go to Africa, people are not really talking about AI, mainly because like there's not that much information. But like if there's the prospect of like, hey, imagine, like more people coming out of poverty, imagine more people being educated, imagine more people. Like the positives are way more than the downside because a lot of people are already unemployed. So it's like, how much more unemployed can you be in Africa?
Mm.
Like, like people see the opportunity more because like we're like the current reality is a lot of distress and fear and like lack and scarcity. But I feel like in the West, like there's so much of like abundance that has been that the people are trying to hold on to that and like they can't see more abundance coming.
Right.
Yeah.
And you find that they are complacent in their desire to make things better because they're really entitled and they don't understand that all the luxuries they have take work. Right.
Yes, yes, yes. It's the entitlement, and also there's this belief that like something's owed, like something's just owed, like in terms of like a better future. It's like owed, and like if standards of living just goes down a little bit, and it's like something has to be broken. Somebody has to be taking their stuff. Somebody has to like some heads have to roll because like it's owed. That American dream or the Canadian dream or the British dream or the French dream, whatever. So there's this entitlement. There's this like lack of like wanting to like see can the future actually be better if we actually embrace some form of technology. It's almost like it's meant to be better and I don't care and I don't want the technology too. So that's
So
how I see it anyways.
yeah, so I think I'm going to stay on my point. I'm going to stick to my guns on this. Is that I think humans in general resist change, and that could be in Africa or Asia or whatever. Like in Taiwan, they were scared of nuclear power, right? They didn't want a nuclear power, and it's like, well, if you actually stop and think about it and look at the facts or whatever, there's nuclear power is the way forward. So it may not be about this AI thing, but people in general, I'll stick to that. People in general resist change,
I
and
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
older,
Let me
the
write it down before I
people,
forget.
the more they change.
what's
Right.
that,
Clarify.
Max?
The older the people, the more they resist change. Young people accept the world for what it is, and then as we get older, we resist that change more and more.
Fair, fair. But I also feel like it's
Is
easier
that
to like
because we got wiser?
Um, because,
nah.
Because
uh,
because the premise that you guys are running with is that all change is good, and that's just nonsense.
that's right. Exactly.
So I
I mean,
mean, some change could be bad, right? Like
That's
if, you know,
absolutely. And
I mean,
it's
so
bad.
we can't just say if you're resistant to change, therefore you're just an old fart who doesn't know anything about the future or
No,
doesn't
what
care.
I'm saying. No, no, no. What I'm saying, it's a biological thing as well. As we get older, we trim off synapse, right? And it's just we can't learn as quickly the older we
Yeah,
get.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we can't change much.
yeah.
Jen,
and also, it's like it's like you've actually like for example, if you're older, like a lot of older people that let's say like people that are in their 70s and 80s, they're past their like productive years of actually like being in the economy and earning money. So like they don't want things to change because like they've built
mm,
their life around the economy that they've known. So like the economy changing is not really helping them out anyways because like it's like like if the economy changes too much, maybe there's a depression and like home prices crash. It's like the older people that have homes are like older. But like if there's a recession right now and homes crash, the people that are happiest is like people in their 20s because like holy shit, I can buy a home. Like
Yeah.
those are the people that are happiest about like the change. But Dennis, to go back to your question about like all people resist change, I'll actually push back on that. I think all people resist change if you're in a place where you're comfortable with. If you're in a place where you're burning and like you're suffering and like things are not going well and your family is like not enough people are working
oh man,
in your family, people are not eating well in your family, you actually are looking forward to like some form of anything that's gonna like change the status
Right.
quo. Because
But
like
but
how bad can you actually get?
everybody's comfortable in some aspect.
I don't know about that.
oh, you're old.
Yeah, come on, everybody's comfortable in some way. Human beings, well, human beings are they normalize. They normalize whatever. They can normalize any terrible situation. And
Anything.
I know for a fact that will some human beings will normalize a totally fucked up situation in any sort of aspect. Could be relational, could be financial, could be anything, and then you could show them the way forward, and they will tell you to fuck off.
True,
Yep.
true. I agree with that.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say on like you mentioned nuclear energy. I feel like the reason why the world doesn't have good nuclear energy right now is because of the US. Like the US pushes technology a lot. And I feel like in the US, like you guys decided not to go with like nuclear energy and renewable or clean nuclear energy, whichever one it is. And I feel like that just stalled out because like you are not researching it anymore. I feel like that just had an umbrella effect whereby the reason why the world is not running on like nuclear energy right now is mainly because of the US that like they didn't invest in
Why
it.
isn't the U.S. doing it?
NIMBY, like nobody wanted it around them. So
No,
the,
because of government regulation.
That
yeah, but
too.
that's because people didn't want it.
Eh,
Yeah,
which
people didn't
people?
want it.
Which people?
The
The
people around
citizens, people that vote for
anti-site.
politicians.
I
Oh,
wanted it. Like there's not a one-to-one relationship between what the people want and what the government want. I guarantee you, you go poll the people in the United States, they won't say they will not agree with the war in Iran right now. They didn't want that. I voted for Trump. A lot of people who voted for Trump. So it's not like a one-to-one relationship of like, oh, they voted for people and the people they voted for made these government regulations, therefore the people didn't want it. That doesn't work like that. I mean, that might, and maybe I'm
no,
jaded and too
that we're
old.
hey,
What's
we're
that,
talking
Max?
before that. Even before that, like it's just people don't want it in their backyard. So anywhere they try to propose, it gets resistance and they back off. It doesn't even get that far in the development into the legislature. It just gets pushed locally, socially in the private areas. Do you know what I'm saying? That's one
Uh,
factor.
yeah, yeah, and I think it's also demonized, and it's
Yeah.
like I don't understand why people who are for like are scared of climate change and that we're all going to die of climate change. These people should be the biggest nuclear
Yeah.
proponents, but they're not. Why
It's
not?
because
Well,
they're
because it's
ignorant.
not.
They're
No,
ignorant because it's
because
like
it's
the
not
same
about
ignorance
climate.
people have about data centers is the same thing they had about like
Yeah,
nuclear energy. It's just the same.
yeah.
They don't understand it and they don't want to understand it. It's very, very pissing off, dude.
Yeah, but it's not. It's what I don't think it happens naturally. I mean, what I mean is like I don't think the fear around nuclear energy or the fear around data centers is organic. I think there's like I think certain groups push narratives. Of course they do, and then those narratives are more or less successful, and that results in people fearing some kind of technology or not fearing a different kind of technology. I just think, I mean, I think the problem with nuclear is that the U.S. government overregulates it. Not in terms of like we don't want to be like obviously unsafe with it, but my understanding of fourth generation nuclear reactors is that they're really safe, and we should loosen regulations to be able to build them faster and quicker so that we can.
Yeah, I do agree. I think we lost Max though.
I think we just lost Max.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we're kind of coming to the end, and anyway, I gotta go.
do you have any topic to talk about? Any like things you want to hash out?
No, I mean that's just it. I'm just like building, and I'm actually like replacing Go High Level, or I have replaced Go High Level. I wasn't using very much of it. I was just using it to hire cleaners. That was the
Uh-huh.
primary thing, and then like a database for contacts, but
Mhm.
that's an easy lift. So I basically, yeah, I've turned off my Go High Level subscription, which is interesting.
Dude, that's cool, man. That's cool. Please let me know how you're doing that, cause yeah, I'm also finding Go level to not be the best for like agents, dude. Like I'm trying to run an agent, and I'm like, dude, why
What
is
do you
this shit
want?
always breaking down, dude? Like, why the fuck? What am I
What do you want
doing?
the
So
agent to do? What's the
I
goal?
just I want the agent to be able to like update forms, like build out automations, build out workflows, like just be able to read everything that's going on in high level. And like I'm just looking at it, it's like high level is like almost a bottleneck right now. It's a point of slowdown. So it's like if I can build an internal app that can just do all of this thing and like connect and just like be a database. So I have like a database, I have all the information there, and then maybe like a form of like a software that can do like automations and all of that, and just connect that to the database. Because right now, GoDaddy is just acting like a database and running like the
Yeah,
cron jobs.
yeah,
But like,
exactly.
if I can have that somewhere else, I don't need Go high level.
Yeah, and there's probably a more efficient way to design a database to do what you want to do.
Yeah, because I don't need half of the stuff in Go high level to be honest.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's why I was using like 20% of it, and I mean, it's a white labeled version. I was paying $100 a month for it, but I was like, well, yeah, I don't want to pay $100 a month for it. But hey, brother, I
All
gotta
right.
go. Yeah, we'll talk. We need to let's have a chat in Signal and see about when our next one is. Like, you think you'd be open to moving to Monday or Tuesday on the regular?
I don't know if I can do Mondays on the road. To be fair, I could probably, yeah, if it's going to be like 1 p.m., I could probably do Mondays on the road because I work, like today's a holiday, so I can make time, but I have work the mornings, like 8 a.m. to 12 noon.
Right.
So, yeah, but just,
Let's see, because I would like Fridays are going to become difficult for me, so I'd like to, and then we just missed it. So let's kind of talk in the chat and see what we come up
sounds good.
with.
Sounds good. Sounds
All
good.
right,
Yeah,
brother. Have a good one.
take care of
Congrats on the
yourself.
win. Yeah, congrats on the
Appreciate that.
wins. Yeah, man.
Appreciate it. Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Take care in France, man.
Thanks, bud. Bye.
All right.